been around since I was a little kid. He's the most obscene man I've ever met. Okay?
At the end.
Anyway.
Yeah, that's why I don't.
Point is, story is that I've heard as a kid, when they were kids, Tom, who is the most ridiculous guy ever, was really into the paranormal. He was really into, like, Wicca shit. And he still is. It's kind of ridiculous. He still goes in Manhattan to the, like, Wicca stores and tries to, whatever. Okay, you need to shut up if you're...
Sorry, I'm drunk.
Point is that, he's been into this since he was a teenager. And, they've all known each other since they were teenagers.
What?
And, one night, they all got together. And, none of them really bought into the idea that Tom was really excited about, which is that they could raise something from the dead. But Tom had been dealing with something that, he'd been, according to my father, he had been, trying to raise a helper. That's the only phrase that I can, it's the only phrase that I can, say. A helper. Some kind of helper. And, one night, Tom decided that he wanted to, raise this helper. So, Jeff and Tom and these few other people gathered up in this house that, back in high school, they got together and started speaking this chant that Tom had found. And as the chant went on, lights went out in the house. It went back on and whatever, it's cool. But, house lights kept going on and off. The tension in the house kept growing, and the people in that one room didn't know what to do. They were just sort of sitting there and saying this weird chant. Who gives a shit, like it's just bullshit, right? But it kept growing and growing, and lights kept going on and off. And then the door to their room opened and closed really fast, and it started opening and closing and opening and closing. And finally, the girls in the room started screaming, and they all got up and said, "Oh my God, what the fuck is happening?" And they all ran down to their cars, and they drove off because they were a little freaked out. And, I talked to Jeff about this. He doesn't really want to talk about it, but he and a couple people looked back at that house, and it was all lit up. It was this tiny, one-level ranch house. It was all lit up. And they looked back as they were driving away, and there was a shadow that ran from one end to the other and drove all the light out of it, and it was just dark after that. And, as much as you guys probably want to just say this is a ghost story, the truth is that my dad, after hearing this from Jeff, sophomore year of college, I guess it was, those two girls that were there that night, about a year after my dad heard this story, they went scuba diving with some people and never came back up.